So that is my homemade chicken and noodle soup with mixed vegetables. Give it a try. It is seriously delicious. So here we've got some chicken breast, and I've just marinated it in love dust and some garlic granules and some mixed herbs. Just left that for about half an hour. So we have roughly chopped garlic, onion and ginger. I'm going to add some celery, and that's red chilli with the seeds taken out, red pepper, carrot, yellow pepper and fresh thyme, and this is all going to go into the soup. So in here I have the garlic, onion, celery, chilli and carrot, and I've chopped it up quite small because I'm going to use that initially to fry off with the chicken and add just a little bit of water to just get some real flavours. But here I've got bigger slices of red and yellow pepper, carrots, celery, and that's thyme, because we want to have some actual vegetables in there that don't cook down to nothing, if that makes sense. So I used a stock cube or a stock pot just to make a basic chicken stock. I mean, if you've got time and if you want to, you could use, you know, the offcuts of some vegetables and, you know, onions, skins and stuff to make your own veggie stock, and that would taste lovely. But for speed and convenience, I've just used a stock cube with boiling water, and I've made a pint. Once I pour it in, I might need to add a bit more, and that's going to be added to the soup base. So I've put some oil in the bottom of the pan, and I'm just going to quickly fry off the chicken breast that's been seasoned and marinated in love dust, Old Bay and garlic salt, with the mixtures of the chili pepper, onions, garlic, ginger, carrots and celery. Yeah, so I'm just going to let that heat up a bit, and I'll show you how we're going to fry it off. Okay, so that is cooking off nicely. I added some dried chili flakes, because even though we've got some fresh chili in there, I took the seeds out because I didn't want it to be too spicy. So the chili flakes will add a nice kick of heat to it, but not too much. And also seasoned it with black pepper and salt. I'm just going to give that a stir, and then we'll be ready to add the stock. Okay, so once the chicken has been browned on all sides, that's when it's time to add the stock. Okay, so I'm just going to add the stock now into the pan. Okay, as you can see, it didn't melt all the way down, so I'm going to add just a touch more water because a pint isn't quite enough. So I'm going to do another half pint and pour this. There we go. And just, give that a stir so it can break down the stock pot cube thing. Great. Okay, so this is the point where I'm going to now add the larger vegetables. Now I'm doing this one-handedly, so you might have to bear with me. So I'm going to add the carrots and celery and peppers and thyme. So now I'm going to let this come to the boil, and that should only take a few minutes, and then I'm going to cover it and leave it to simmer for about 20 minutes, where I'm going to come back and just check it. Okay, so as you can see, it's started to come to a boil, so I'm just going to reduce the heat to about, well, medium low, and I'm going to cover it and let that cook for about 25 minutes. Okay, so the very last step is adding some ramen noodles to the soup, because my kids like it in there, so that's what I'm going to do now. So you just take a packet of ramen, and then you break it into quarters, and then just pop it into the soup. Oopsie. Just submerge it and just let it cook in there. And once that ramen is done, our soup is cooked. Okay, so one of my children likes peas in their soup, but I'm not keen. So what I do is I cook the peas separately and then add them to the soup when I serve it to her. What I'm going to do now is the soup is it's really reduced lovely and it's quite thick. So I just want to water it down a tiny bit. So I'm going to take a little bit of the water that I've cooked the peas in and just pour it into the soup so that when the ramen finishes cooking, it doesn't make it too thick and stodgy. Okay, so that's my next step. And that's the finished article. So that is my homemade chicken and noodle soup with mixed vegetables. Give it a try. It is seriously delicious. And as you can see, as you saw, really not difficult to make. So the only thing left to do now is give it a little taste. So as you can see, it's got all of the vegetables in there. I'm just going to take a little bit of the broth off camera so you don't have to see my face. Oh yeah, it's a good one.